Hey guys, AngryJoe here, and I am finally back from PAX Prime 2014. I brought with me a special guest who attended the convention with me on behalf of the Angry Army, one of our council members, and one of the very best first-person shooter players we got, competitive player, Delrith. Say hi,
Hey
Delrith.
guys. Hello, how you all doing? Good to be here.
He's up here in the corner.
It was good to go to PAX. Do my own little thing in
Technology,
the corner.
though.
Wait,
You've
what
suddenly
corner am I
lost
up
your
in?
torso. Where is your legs?
It's just gone.
Your fucking legs. All right, guys. So right before we start and give you sort of a breakdown of our packs, it's gonna be a little longer video because we're just gonna shoot the shit together, us three here. Okay. I do want to say I've got a fucking contest to run. Woo! Let's give away some free shit to all you awesome people who came up to me in PAX, and those of you who didn't go to PAX and who've been watching the show a long time. I have this here, which I won in a Gauntlet tournament. Yes, they're doing a remake of Gauntlet, but it's done by Arrowhead Studios. I love those guys. Those guys did Magicka. And the game was actually pretty fucking fun. So
yeah, it was cool.
They brought a bunch of people that were at PAX. They threw them in, and they had us fight each other to see, of the 4-player cooperative game, who could get the most gold, right? And Jesse Cox went forward. A bunch of other people went forward. I went forward because as the warrior, I kick ass. Made it to the finals. Of course, Jesse fucking cock blocked me. Wait, cock blocked?
From
no,
being no, you don't want to say cock blocked. Yeah,
he dick moved me from getting the warrior, which I love the warrior
I don't
in
think
many
dick
ways.
move is much better.
And so he picked the warrior, so I couldn't pick it because he knew I'd fucking win. And in fact, the way we did it is we rolled a d20 and I rolled a 1, and so I got last pick. So I was Merlin. But I still got second place, and they gave me this fucking thing, the NVIDIA Shield tablet, and you guys know I have no use for this. My dad bought me an iPad a long time, so I want to give it to you guys. So we got to run a contest for that. How should we give this away, though?
I think that we need somebody to design us t-shirts and jerseys for our Angry Army. So I think that should be the contest.
Yeah, so hopefully you have some artistic ability. If not, you know, then you could just pick the colors and shit. Go to some different jersey maker websites and look that shit up. But that's the work you gotta do for this. I think this is like a $300 thing right here, man.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta work.
$300.
So if you can design some cool like fucking shirts, as you can see, I'm wearing one of the Angry Army shirts right now that you can get. But I kind of want something more impressive and stylish that maybe people can wear even if they don't know the Angry Army. That way we can pick each other out at events if we're wearing the shirts, or if we send competition teams places, they can have some cool jerseys. So if you want to design a jersey, submit it at the link below. I'm gonna give you the forums where you can put up your designs, and we'll pick the best design, the one that me and the council agrees looks coolest. You will win yourself a shield tablet. And you know what? We also visited Wargaming, who gave us World of Tanks. As I was checking out World of Warplanes. I actually think I'm gonna download World of Tanks now and World of Warplanes when it comes out. Looks pretty cool.
We were looking at World of Battleships, not Warplanes. Warplanes is already out.
Oh yeah, no, Warplanes, no. World of Warships or Battleships.
Warships, yeah. Or
yeah,
Battleships,
Warships.
yeah.
And so they gave this to us, you know, as free swag, as a lot of PAXs have swag. One of the reasons why you go to PAX. Go next time. But we'll give this to you since you weren't able to go. This will be second place. How about that? All right. So first contest, or not really first contest, but long contest. Long time since we had a contest. Let's give away some free shit. All right. What else? Another interesting thing. Oh, what you're gonna want to know, Joe, in the fuck of the reviews. Because I know there's a segment of my audience that want nothing but reviews, hate my guts.
All the time.
And if I don't put out a review every fucking day, they hate me. So, for you, here's an update. The next review is going to be Destiny. Yes! Fucking Destiny. But as you know, it's an online-only game. So you guys have to give me like a week and a half. I'd say 2 weeks at most. That's if I really want to analyze this motherfucking thing. But you gotta, if it's an online-only game, everybody knows you have to, you know, review it on the live servers. You have to fucking play that shit. And me and Dell are gonna be playing that shit.
Yeah, we are.
Dell's gonna be running some PS4 Destiny events. I am going to be buying both, so I can play with both of you guys out there.
I think the majority of our community is PS4 though, from what I've told or what I've heard from the vast majority of people.
I wish there was a PC version, guys, and
hell yeah, dude.
From what I've talked with Bungie and other things, I mean, they always crack the smile, but I don't have no idea when that's gonna be. Not gonna be out for a while, obviously, if they do one. But yeah. Xbox One and PS4 are the ones we are going to officially support. We've got no plans for any other systems, just those two next generation systems for right now. I will probably be playing mostly on PS4, but I'm gonna get both so I can play with you guys. But good news, I will have content day one when that shit comes out, so that you guys have something to hold you over waiting for my review. I'm gonna do like a first impressions video. I'm gonna do some high level content for you guys to watch me play through and see if that's something that if it's a game that you're gonna like, and I sort of give you my first impressions and whether I'm disappointed or excited or whatnot. So be on the lookout for that, September 9th, okay? And of course we're gonna do some more reviews for games that come out. So back to PAX. One thing that surprised me at PAX is there was tons and tons of board game companies. You guys know how much I love board games. Well, some of you do. I even own a Geek Chic table, which is the most expensive thing in my house.
It's an unhealthy obsession with board
games. Are an unhealthy obsession. I saved up 3 years for that fucking table, Dale, and I can't wait to show it off to you guys. And so I was going to the different booths for board games and talking with the board game companies, and guess what? I got a few copies of board games that we can play on stream. So if you guys watch twitch.tv/AngryJoe Show, we do a little board game show from time to time. I gotta figure out a certain night for us to always run it on. But I picked up Level Invasion. Privateer Press gave this one to us as a review
Level
copy.
7 Invasion.
Hell the fuck yeah. And this is basically like it's like a Risk board with infantry and troops, and every faction has their own faction board, but then aliens come down and fucking invade. It's almost like XCOM, more than the XCOM board game. Or no, there's actually an XCOM board game now. That's also from, I think that's from Fantasy Flight. Don't have that one. I've got Level 7 Invasion, which we'll play on stream. I got Sons of Anarchy. I fucking love this one, and I've actually already played it, but we'll play it again on stream. This one I got because it was this is fucking cool. They got little monies and little gun miniatures and little drugs. What's better than dealing drugs and dealing in firearms, and you're a biker gang and you beat each other up? So we're gonna wear bandanas and shit on stream, play this one for you guys. This one was from Gale Force 9, promo copy from Gale Force 9. And finally, we have Star Trek Fleet Captains that I picked up. Dominion expansion. If you don't know, there's a few board games that I love very, very much, but Star Trek Fleet Captains is one that I would give a fucking 10 out of 10 to, the original. This is an expansion which will open it up to 4 players because they already had a Romulan expansion. So it's Federation and Klingon in the base set, then Romulan, now the Dominion. So I can't wait to fucking open this up, play around with these miniatures with you guys on stream. And we'll probably do, more board games on that one board game show. Now, I don't know if that streaming show is going to carry over to YouTube, or if I cut up some cool highlights and bring it over to my YouTube and eventually do board game reviews, but I don't want to do that if it's going to take time away from the game reviews. This is something easy. We just flip on the cameras, you watch us play, we give our impressions at the end, and then in the future, if I hand the show off to somebody else or I have extra time that doesn't affect the show, we can do actual board game reviews. So, but let's get to what you came here for, which was our impressions of PAX. Fucking amazing. Del, what'd you think?
It was. I thought it was fucking awesome. I liked a lot of the stuff we got to see. So excited for a ton of games that are coming out.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I'll let you take the wheel on what we talk about.
Well, okay. Well, first off, I want to say how much different from my personal experience. Del hasn't been to E3 yet. He's been to PAX. I've been to E3, and they're two completely different things, and I fucking love PAX. I love how it's fan-oriented. I love how all the developers have that smile and the fucking pip in their step, and they're not dealing with fucking business suit men and fucking jaded gaming journalists and shit like that. They're excited. They're passionate about their games. They're in the fucking trenches with the fans themselves. They bring builds that they either show to press or made exclusively for the fans and let the fans beat on their game before it even comes out. And so I love that. And when you go to PAX, it's great. I highly recommend you go by the indie mega booth because the indie guys are desperate for you to play their games.
Oh, yeah. They're fun, though.
They are fun as hell.
Yeah.
And they're so passionate because they want to get their games out there. And
they're the nicest people in the world.
The nicest fucking people. We had one developer from Dragonfin Soup even, help us out and gave us sandwiches and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Grim Bros.
Thank you very much. They gave me their badge, too. It was nice of them.
They're so fucking cool. So, everybody in the indie side of things, like, you can tell that they're in this for the right reasons. And so it's good to spread the word about their games. So I'll show you a lot of different indie games that we'll definitely be streaming and possibly doing Let's Plays on the future. So I'm going to open up myself to a little bit more indie stuff and start sharing that with you on the main AngryJoe channel because those guys deserve it, honestly.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Yeah. Even the bigger companies are totally cool. So let's talk about which ones we hit first. First thing we did on Friday, we went and we hit Ubisoft. So we played Far Cry 4 was the very first thing. We had this demoer who thought I was like hot shit or something, and she was like, "Are you gonna take me to Tiffany's?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, you need to go to Tiffany's get some
she was like, "Give me a diamond ring." Like I guess because fans kept coming up and shaking my hand, they were like, "Hey, what's going on?" She's like, "I ain't gonna show you nothing till you give me Tiffany's or something." I don't remember what she was saying. Do you remember that, Dell?
You were getting picked up on so hard. She was like, "I'm a classy girl. You need to buy me some jewelry."
I was like, "What is she talking about? I'm trying to play this fucking game."
Yeah, the entire time you were playing, she was going, "Oh, I love jewelry. I love Tiffany's. And you buy me some Tiffany's." And she kept telling me to punch you in the back of the head to get your attention the entire time.
Wow,
it was great.
That's crazy. Anyway, so we played a demo of Far Cry 4 where I got to be on an elephant and I was like fucking gunning dudes down. I broke through a base and just tore shit up, and the elephant trunk would like pick dudes up and throw them across the map. It's really fucking cool. And there was one level Dell was playing with. It was like a gyrocopter.
No, you were the one that couldn't fly the gyrocopter.
Oh yeah, I couldn't fucking fly that.
That was you.
Couldn't fly that shit, but it was cool as fuck because you could drop grenades down and stuff, and it was really awesome. They also had like a mortar. So basically, Far Cry 4 seems to be more badass open world gameplay, kind of do anything you want, approach the levels the way you want. I also went back to that base and used a bow and arrow Dale style, or is it Daryl style. It was fucking awesome. There weren't any story elements, so I can't tell you guys yet if we're gonna have those really good, interesting characters from Far Cry 3, like Voss and all the various people that you meet in the world. So hopefully that will come along. But I feel very strongly about Far Cry 4. I think it's gonna be a good game. What did you think about it?
I think it was gonna be good. It was definitely fun rampaging on an elephant, destroying buildings. That was probably the highlight of it. I mean, the stealth play was really cool, too. Joe tried to do the stealth play, but then just found a mortar and completely ruined that whole stealthy aspect. Because you were blowing up half the fucking fort with mortar rounds.
I was doing the stealth one until I found that fucking mortar, and I was like, yo. Oops,
you're doing pretty good at it, too.
Before I even gave it away, I broke the shield. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways, so, and then we went, we saw The Crew. This is a racing game.
Was awesome.
Dell was like, "Oh, I'm not really into racing games." I'm like, come on, fucking Dell, let's do it. Because Dell was like an expert first-person shooter. He's won tournaments in PlanetSide 2 and stuff, and he like helps teach our angry army to get better and stuff. And I was like, you've got to try it out. And they had these little booths there where, you could sit in the fucking chair, and they had a car door and everything, and the wheel moves on its own. So that really heightened the experience.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for the crew. Honestly, I can't wait because it is a map, an open world map of the United States. If you and me want to go fucking cruising, if you guys out there want to come cruising with us in the Angry Army crew, we can fucking drive across the United States. It just sounds so cool to do together. And you do these cooperative missions like ramming cars down together and
even though I just ran into you repeatedly.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? This lady's trying to demo shit, and Dell just keeps ramming into me, and she's like, oh my god, I'm going to kill your friend. And I was like, I know, I'm going to kill him too. So that was pretty cool. And then I saw Michael Legg from Petroglyph Games. He's so fucking cool. He gave me a huge hug. That guy is awesome. He was making End of Nations, and that MMORTS that never really came out, and then Petroglyph left, and then some other company came in and tried to make it a MOBA, but yet I don't know, it sucks. But I saw him near the Dreadnought booth, which I love Dreadnought. That looks to be sort of like a third-person Smite-ish MOBA, but yet it's a space combat with big lumbering capital ships, and they had the coolest lanyards, by the way, which I fucking forgot it. In my hotel room, they're like glow red.
Oh no!
So if you ever see pictures of PAX, you'll probably see the coolest lanyards was from Dreadnought. I'm gonna be into Dreadnought. So then we missed a lot of different appointments because we were on the floor meeting viewers, meeting people that come up, taking pictures, signing badges and stuff. But then later on in that day, we went to the Sheraton Hotel and they had like a private closed doors demo of Lords of the Fallen. Del, if you'll tell them about that.
Lords of the Fallen, it's going to be single player only from what they told me. And the game itself was really fun.
Just think Dark Souls 2, right?
It's Dark Souls 2 with a better story. Yeah, and RPG elements with talents and everything. It was fucking great.
So I was like, it's like, oh, a Dark Souls whose story I can actually get into and understand and fucking care about, because I know, I mean, I'm going to get trashed just for saying that small thing, because the Dark Souls community is so hardcore rabid. Like, I put out a Let's Play where me and AngryJoe were playing it, we fucking sucked. Dude, everybody was like, God, you're the worst, kill yourself and shit. And we were drinking beer, we were just having a good time playing the game. I didn't know that you couldn't have a good time playing the game.
No, Joe, you can't have fun.
I needed to speedrun that shit. But no, Lords of the Fallen seemed like a more focus on the single-player experience. Obviously, there's no multiplayer. I was like, that's kind of lame. But it was fun, and the fact that it's got more RPG elements and objectives and stories and cutscenes and shit, I'm really into that. I'm really going to like that. But how did you feel about the actual gameplay?
I thought it was really well developed and well rounded. They clearly thought about the animation pauses on the bosses, and that's another thing, is that they used motion capture for everything, literally everything, including the boss animations. And they said that they had weighted down the actor to be appropriately slowed for the motions. Like, you would expect a boss wielding a 3-ton hammer to swing slowly. Well, it's the same way, and they gave enough delay so that anybody can figure out a boss. You just have to be thinking critically the entire time.
Yeah, it was cool. And you figure out the boss's pattern. It's just like, those types of games. You figure out the pattern, you excel. But this one, you would have like these magic gauntlets and stuff, which will help you with ranged weapons, so you can be wielding not only your swords, but firing off of your gauntlet. So I thought it was cool. I'm looking forward to Lords of the Fallen. And then after that, we attended a Shadow Realms fan event run by BioWare, where they let people in and they give you like bands and shit, and they serve you beer and shit. So that was pretty fun. We got to get drunk a little bit.
We actually drained the hotel of all their beer. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
And so they had the newest BioWare IP up on the screens, and people were getting hands on. Now, mind you, they just announced this fucking shit, Shadow Realms, and people were already playing it. And from what I saw, I was like, that is fucking polished for an alpha. But I will say right away that it looks nothing like a BioWare game. I was looking at it and I was like, man, this has the graphical style and the sort of the weird, sort of shadowless look of Alpha Protocol and Obsidian type games, but it's not. It's a BioWare game, though. That's not meant as an insult. And I'm sure that it was, still rough. Obviously.
Oh yeah, it was an alpha. They might not even had like all their shaders in. Yeah.
But basically, the story behind the new BioWare IP is that it's asynchronous multiplayer gameplay, which we've seen a huge trend of. So think Evolve, which is coming out from 2K, where it's like 4 guys versus a boss. In this one, it's 4 guys versus a dungeon master, and they mentioned a lot about how they were inspired by board games like Descent. Journeys in Descent. I own that board game, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Like where one person's a dungeon master and they're laying traps and they're trying to kill the enemies. And what I saw that was really cool is this dungeon master not only can be played traps and fire, his magic and shit, but he can transform into monsters. So like Evolve, except for you're not stuck with one monster. You can fucking transform into different types of monsters and stuff. And then they had doppelgangers, which is pretty cool. He summoned evil versions of the players
of themselves
in there,
and
sent them out with
Yeah.
goatees and shit. They probably don't have goatees, but they should.
Oh, they probably do. We didn't get to look though. They could have had like evil goatees. That's how you were supposed to know. Oh my god, that would be so badass.
So
Send an email.
Yeah, so I was talking with them. It turns out they are developing it in Austin, Texas, which is where I'm at. So it's not just Star Wars: The Old Republic they're doing there. Now they're going to do Shadow Realms. So I talked with them. I'm going to try to get a studio visit so I can get my hands on. There were so many fans there that I didn't get a time to play it. They offered me the next day to come like at 9:30 in the morning, but of course we were destroyed and we didn't make it.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Any early appointments.
Yeah, we were running like on 2 sleep anyway because I never went to bed before I went to PAX. So then the very next day we saw Dead Island 2, and that came further along than I expected. What did you think about Dead Island 2?
I thought it was so ridiculous that the game itself is going to be great. I mean, they went so far to do things like you take a sledgehammer and they strap a fuck ton of butane torches to it, and the sledgehammer even like got the model would be superheated to look like it was like ready to be forged. Yeah. And when you hit shit with it, it would send them like 100 feet in the air. And
yeah, like they were encouraging ridiculousness. So certain of the melee animations would have you pop up zombies, and you would see how far you could pop up a zombie into the air. That was pretty entertaining. So they're continuing this combine multiple items that we've seen in these zombie games lately. And I thought it was cool. It seemed like more of the same though. I kept wanting to do parkour and jump on top of fences and fucking buildings, but I forgot this is not fucking what is it? Dying Light, right? Dying Light has the scalability, and I kept telling him, it's like, oh man, I'm sorry, just to kind of see how he would react. Like I thought this was more like a Dying Light system. And well, we're gonna add more jumping and more scalability and stuff.
He even said, "I'll write down that fence, and we'll get that."
I'll write it down and stuff. But you can tell it's more of a grounded experience, and they're embracing more of the crazy. You remember when they released that trailer for the first one? It was all fucking serious, and then it came out and it was hoodoo you voodoo bitch. Well, so now they've got the tone right, and they know what they're doing. Think of it as finally coming into its own, like a Saints Row kind of thing.
Yeah, but with zombies.
Right?
Yeah.
And then after that, we got to go to Mortal Kombat X, and I argued like a motherfucker with them to try to get direct feed capture footage so I can make a separate video. They weren't willing to do it right then. I was like, and so like I negotiated to like put the camera there and have me and the developer fight each other. It was done, but they said in the future they're gonna open it up and allow people to take footage. And I fucking love it, man. I'm so excited for Mortal Kombat.
Some of the finishers, yeah.
It looks so good. The finishers, the fucking specials, the new characters. And I know they're gonna deliver on the story mode. Dell.
Yeah, they
Mortal
really
Kombat
are, yeah.
revolutionized fighter games with heavy cinematic, long story mode that actually fucking mattered and was entertaining. And so, though they still refuse to talk about it, I got smiles and indications that is coming back and even better. And of course, you know, all the unlockables from the tomb, so I can do Cooking with Ermac 2, or put some ideas down here what else I can do with the little fucking video, Cooking with Scorpion, Cooking with Ermac. So Mortal Kombat looks to be in good shape, guys. Don't have anything to worry about Mortal Kombat.
No.
Then we saw what may have stole the show for me and Del. We went to Warhammer 40K Eternal Crusade. Now, this is crazy. I'm going to let Del talk a while on this one. And I'm going to do a separate video, and I hope you guys watch this separate video. But it was the one that we were most excited about, and we know was very early in development and was not really ready for consumption. Yet these guys were showing it to us because they were so fucking confident. They were so passionate, and we could feel it. And I'm like, yes, somebody who actually knows and cares about the Games Workshop 40K license. We've seen a lot of mobile crap lately that just shit all over it. These guys understand what's going on. So think PlanetSide 2 in the Warhammer 40K universe with even a little bit of PvE. Now, they said only it's 90% PvP, but there is some PvE elements, 10%, where you're fighting against orcs and Tyranids and shit like that. But go ahead, Del. Why did we like this game so much?
First things first, the game was the build they showed us was a month and a half of work.
Yeah, a month and a half to 2 months.
Month and a half to 2 months of work. And yet they had core fundamentals in the game like executions, revives, multiple classes, vehicle combat, vehicle turret manning, like base capture, point capture. All this stuff was like ready to go, and they were improving.
And you can even see hints of things in the UI in the future. Terminators, fucking apothecaries, librarians, and just shit like that.
Sorcerers, fuck yeah, dude.
And get me so excited. As you can tell, me and him huge 40K geeks. I was like, I've got to show Total Biscuit, because I know how much Total Biscuit loves the universe like I do. He knows even more than I do about the universe. And I was just having all these, visions of Glanger. Visions of, well, glory as well, is creating my own Space Marine chapter. We could do like the Angry Army, or the Angry Marines, which was a main, but they already existed. I don't know if I can take that over, but anyways. It was just fucking cool. We were ready for it.
And we got footage. We got a lot of footage for that, too.
Got a lot of footage, so I'm playing a little bit here for you now. If you want to see the full video, click...
You show them an execution or two if you can find that.
Click it. Okay, I'm showing them an execution right now. This is fucking cool.
Fantastic.
These guys understand what's going on. I have full confidence that they're going to make it awesome. And here's what's cool, is if you're a damn good player, you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah, you are.
Tell them how they're going to get rewarded.
So they decided that they want to stray as far away as possible from the pay-to-win mechanics, and the way that they're going to do this is not only are they going to have the pay-to-look-cool system, which is they use, players that are veterans are going to look like veterans. Say you got a guy that's got 300,000 kills, and he's been in the game for months, and he's been fighting the same enemies and kicking ass for the Space Marines. He's gonna have battle-scarred armor with gold-plated shoulders, with like a librarium, or sorry, a lexicon.
You're gonna look so cool in the game.
Codex Astartes on his shoulder.
You're going to be able to tell at a glance who's a fucking badass and who's a chump. Okay,
yeah.
And it's based on skill and not based on spending a fucking ton of money. Now, obviously, they do need to make some money, and that was another really cool thing, that the developer was fucking speaking our language. In fact, we're not allowed to say, because this guy was so open that I want to hide things for him, because I don't want him to get in trouble. There have been publishers that have come to them before, and he named a few, or one, he just named one, and he was like, no, I don't want to work with these guys. What they were offering would dilute the license, it would change what we're trying to do here, and it wouldn't be the game that we want to make. And so they've said no already, and they're still looking for publishers. And this is a part of the reason why it's so crazy, because he doesn't have a marketing department. He could show us and do whatever the fuck he wants. And he even opened up his laptop and he was showing us like the next fucking year of development and different secret things that I wish that I could tell you about.
No, you can't talk about them.
I can't tell it. But basically, if you're asking yourself, is there this faction or this faction gonna show up in the game? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
It's possible.
So, and that's why we want this game to do well. So I think already you can actually found it or contribute to the game in a founders program or whatever.
And I'm sure you'll throw a link in the video description.
I'll throw a link in the video description. I'll throw it in the main video if you want to watch it. But as you can tell, we're super excited for it. It's way too early. I understand if you don't want to, you know, contribute to it now. Wait till you see the video. Wait till I start producing more video content for it, because I'm telling you, from what we saw, what we heard, and what we know about the developer behavior, what we're going to do is we're going all in. Angry Army, all in.
Yep. I do want to say one thing, though, that I don't know if you're aware of, Joe, but remember when we were there, they said that they were going to give us a bunch of keys to give away to the community during live stream. Well, I got in contact with Miguel, who's the guy that we spoke to, the guy that was so passionate.
This cool guy. He kicked me in the head.
Guy.
He's a martial arts expert. He kicked me in the fucking head.
Yes, he
and
did.
This is the guy in charge of Warhammer 40K. Is that not fucking awesome?
Yeah.
I love that guy so much.
But like I was saying, we were talking to him, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna give us $40 40K keys, and it's gonna be
so that's the other
40,
thing. So you're asking, wait a minute, is this a free-to-play game? Is this what is this? No, it's a $40 game, and then but you don't have to pay further than that, though. There'll be customization and things like that, some things that speed up the game. I guess sort of like a PlanetSide 2 thing, but you know, $40 up front so that they can get the founders, and that's what I really want to do for this game. In fact, he was talking about, man, if I can hit certain numbers, I may not even need a publisher. We can do what we want with this game if we get enough founders. And I don't think I can share the numbers. He shared the numbers of founders that he has now and what the number of founders that he would need in the future. I think we can share that. I mean, let's get to 50,000 founders is what we want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Now, obviously, the Angry Army and Delrith here, I'm not sure if with this video and the other video and then future videos, whether we can filter 50,000 Warhammer 40K fans to them. I don't know. I wish we could. Maybe with TB's help. But I'm really excited for this game, and I want them to remain independent because all the ideas that they have for it are solid, and it respects the license. We don't want a publisher coming in and saying, no, we're changing this, we're doing this payment model. Oh, that's the way that particular special power on the Marine works in the lore. Well, I don't give a fuck. It needs to fit into this thing that I want to do. You know, no, that's not. That's not.
They are, and that's another thing is they are respecting the hell out of the lore, and they have the main guy that wrote in like 90% of the lore for Games Workshop is writing all the stuff for this game. It's all being tied in, and it will all be canon, all of it.
Okay, we talked too long on Warhammer 40K Eternal Crusade because we're super excited. Go check out the full video. In fact, I even leave the recording on and you're just staring at a screen just listening, okay? And so that's for the really hardcore of you out there. I know that you're out there. Here's one of my models. Oh, God damn it, I broke him. All right. Anyways, so moving on. We missed an appointment with Gigantic, which sucks. Really wanted to see that game, but we did get to play Guns of Icarus, and this kills me because I lost my footage for that. And what it is, Guns of Icarus, you guys know I've done several videos on it. It's basically Star Trek where you're working the bridge. Somebody's the pilot, somebody's the gunner, somebody's the engineer, but it's steampunk and with, you know, airships. And Total Biscuit loves it. All of Polaris loves it. We do videos on it regularly. And they were showing us the brand new mode that they got from the Kickstarter, the PvE, where you're fighting bosses and you're fighting planes and shit. And it was so cool because it took flak weapons, which were already my favorite weapons, and made them so much more fun because flak actually works the way flak should, which these tiny little shitty planes fly across, and you're flacking them and they
get
burst
torn
apart.
the fuck up.
Torn the fuck up. It's so fun. They were saying that me and Del were kicking some major ass because Del has some pixel perfect aim. God, I wish we still had that footage. I might ask them. They were. I told Howard about our lost footage, and he was saying maybe we can record it together some other time to show you guys. But the Guns of Icarus adventure mode is looking cool. We're excited for it. They just got some AI issues to work on with it. I felt maybe it was a little too easy. Maybe we were just doing really fucking well. And maybe there'll be multiple modes of difficulty, but that'll be their biggest challenge is the AI for the boss ships, because you have to make those ships intelligent, you know. They can't ignore players and things like that.
We fucked those bosses up, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next game was Lara Croft, which was the sequel. It's the sequel to the twin stick shooter. The guy who demoed it for us was so awesome. It was an extremely fun twin stick shooter. I gave the last one a 9 out of 10. I fucking loved it. I think it came out at about $15 price point. It was worth 20 if it was 20. Yeah. It was lengthy, 6-8 hours I think it was. And this is more of the same in a good way, and I cannot wait to buy. I mean, I'm definitely going to do a review for that one and buy it. The one at over there at Square Enix that surprised us, though, was Nosgoth. And I got Nosgoth is, how would you describe Nosgoth?
Team Fortress 2, but with vampires and Inquisition vampire hunters.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Third-person view. It was fun. I had a ton of fun.
It was.
The human archer dude is the guy I played with most.
Yeah.
And then they had a deceiver on the vampire side, which could fucking transform their body into a human, and you had no idea if that person was on your team or not. I thought it was a little overpowered, but they said they unlocked it for that demo, and by the time you level up and get there, you'll have some fucking crazy-ass shit to counter that crazy-ass shit. But it was a ton of fun, so me and Del are definitely going to start streaming this game, so you guys can check it out. We got a bunch of beta keys here to give away, so definitely visit twitch.tv/AngryJoe Show for when we start streaming this. Then there was Hitman, a little mobile game. I bitch all the fucking time about how, in mobile game, for those who win this NVIDIA Shield, it's going to be on iOS and I think Android eventually. Ooh.
Yeah, Android too.
Yeah. And I bitch all the time about this freemium garbage, these fucking cow clickers, these goddamn timers, all this bullshit in mobile games. And here comes Hitman Sniper, which is interesting because Hitman Go just came out, which was a strategy game, and it was very unique and very different, and I liked it a lot. And Hitman Sniper is looking good too. And I like the fact that it's not, twin stick, having to hold an iPad and roll your fingers over the screen. I fucking hate that control method. This, they do a very intelligent control method. I mean, literally, you're just zooming in and you're scrolling across the screen to find the people in a fucking mansion to murder and kill. You can customize your sniper weapons. You go on missions. And they've got even clever ways to switch between multiple targets very quickly by just tapping. Looks really cool. Something that you can even play offline, and then it'll update your stats and information when you get connection again, like say when you're going on trips on airplanes. Super cool with that one. Then winding it down here, we went to Paradox Interactive. They showed us Magicka 2. I always like to give those guys shit because they know that I do love their games. Paradox Interactive. I was like, what's different about Magicka 2? Is it just more of the same? And it's actually no longer done by Arrowhead. It's taken over by Paradox Interactive themselves. And so there's more bosses. The storyline is there. The graphics have been upgraded and stuff. But it is one of those things where it's like this is built for the fans because Magicka has grown and it's become a thing, and it's really, really fun. I'm definitely going to play it and possibly review it. But what blew me away there at the booth, though, was Pillars of Eternity. Did you get to see Pillars of Eternity, or did you walk in?
I walked in and I got to see you playing Pillars of Eternity with the 2D, 3D thing. Oh god, that's so cool.
It was so cool. Everything in Pillars of Eternity, it's going to be this throwback to the Baldur's Gate days, to the days of old where RPGs were fucking long and satisfying.
Oh
and
yeah.
That's what. And there are so many different classes that you can pick, but it was something exciting, something that we could definitely stream. We can name characters, you guys who watch, to come and adventure with us in that game. So I'm definitely going to be playing that, streaming that. After that, we went to the Grimm Brothers booth, which they were showing Dragonfim Soup, which was freaking awesome. I don't know if I've got anything from there, but it basically, Del, sort of describe what this game was.
It was a JRPG with turns, but I don't know actually what was the exact term they used.
It was basically a hybrid between a turn-based game turn-based RPG and a live RPG. It was a hybrid of the two systems. So in the top left-hand corner, you would see the turn marker, and every time you would move your character around the world, the turns would go. And what that did is it allows you to do best of both worlds, right? So if you stop moving, you have time to plan and execute and hit your spells and drink your potions and equip your weapons. And then as you continue, as you click the attacks, then the action starts happening again. So it's very roguelike too. So you're exploring the world, you're finding shit. There's modes that are like endless modes where you just see how long you can survive, challenges, those kinds of things. And I thought it was really cool because it was not just the character that you see in the promo art. I got to play as a magical fucking sheep.
Yeah, you did.
Cool. Yeah. And Del was asking them, you need to make that shotgun, because you can have a shotgun as your magical sheep.
It comes out of your butt.
Yeah, it comes out of your butt. And Del was like, you need to animate that. And he was like, no, it's a little bug right now. I was like, no, animate it. And I was like, yeah.
That is a seller, yeah.
It's a seller. If you're a sheep and you're shooting a shotgun out of your butt, you turn around and fire that shotgun in somebody's face, people are definitely going to want to buy that. Same thing with strapping a Gatling gun to it, right? A Gatling gun sheep and just blowing away enemies. Really cool guys. They were so nice to us, so I definitely want to spread the word about that game. You'll definitely be seeing us play that on stream and doing Let's Plays. Then I went and saw something just for me. I know not a lot of people are into 4X's, which is explore, exterminate, exploit, and
expand.
That was the hard one.
Yeah,
right?
I think that was
and
it.
I did that same thing when I was trying to explain to others what 4X's are. They're like Space Empire, Sims, even Civilization is a 4X. So this one that I went was Amplitude Studios Endless Legend, and it is looking solid as fuck. I didn't really like Endless Space so much, even though it was clean as hell. The UI is so nice. Everything about it's so nice, but I hated the combat system. Because what they did with the ships is they did this card-based system where you fucking pick your cards and then the fucking... And normally I love card-based, cards and stuff, because I play board games and stuff, but this one I didn't like. I wanted control of my ships. But Endless Legend actually gives you that turn-based control of the combat. You assign your units orders, you recruit the units you want, and still, like in a 4X, you can design your units. But instead of putting different energy modules and engines and lasers and shit, you're equipping them with armor and weapons that you find in the world, and you're upgrading them individually. You can even name all your units and stuff. So Endless Legend 4X fantasy empire type game. Something that you should really look into and think about buying if you are into 4X. That one and what was it? Star Drive 2 are two 4Xs I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to put that shit on my channel. I don't give a fuck what you say, because I fucking love it and I want to spread the word about it, and there's not enough 4Xs. And I'm going to stream that shit, and I'm going to ignore every single goddamn person that says it's boring. I'll make it entertaining for you guys. Me and Del will play it, and we'll fucking make up little stories and shit.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? People need to realize that it doesn't have to be like a AAA, super hyped, ultra mega combo release to be a good game. Yeah. There's so many good games that we want to start promoting that aren't like super fucking hyped. Because let's be honest, a lot of the hyped games have really fallen short lately.
Yeah,
so
that brings me to another game called Adventures of Pip. And this was a Kickstarter that's actually still going on right now. And I thought it was pretty cool because it was like a retro platformer that had a unique idea where you can do first you're like an 8-bit pixel, and then you turn in and you get more bits as you go along, and it's not like you're upgrading your character, because as you go along in the world, you're switching between the different bit styles, 16-bit, 8-bit, and you're going back and forth to get certain puzzles done. And so I didn't even know it was on Kickstarter. I'm now going to back the game and give them a support. I think it's only like $10 to back the game or something like that to help them get over their goal. So I'm definitely going to back it too. Game.
Yeah, I will
check
too.
it out. As I was playing it, I thought that some of the levels were rather simplistic, and I was like, okay, I wish there was more to this. But obviously, we're right at the beginning. They were showing us a build so that the most people at PAX could get through it quickly and could find the little secrets and stuff and move on. I'm sure it gets bigger and bigger as you go along. So yeah, Adventures of Pip, check that out on Kickstarter right now. We got 3 games left here that we saw. Of course, we saw way more than that, but obviously we can't go fucking talking about every single goddamn one. We will as we put out videos for them. The next day, I went very early to check out Volition's unannounced game. I was like, oh my god, Free Space 3, please, please. Was not Free Space 3. It was an expansion to Saints Row 4, which I'm okay with. I fucking like Saints Row 4, where Johnny Gat goes to hell. And so I got my hands on with that. Really cool weapons. They've got like a fucking lazy chair with Gatling guns that when you recline fires rockets and shit. So it still has the ridiculous nature, the really funny writing and stuff that we've seen in the Saints Row game.
And Johnny fucking Gat.
And Johnny fucking Gat, who is my favorite character.
Johnny fucking Gat, hell yeah.
And it's $20. And it's lengthy adventure. I think they said it's on like 10-12 hours. So it's a substantial expansion with lots of new stuff and a completely new area. It's not this fucking Steelport bullshit over and over and fucking all like that. No, it's a brand new area where you go to fucking hell. And they even have like fucking demon cops too, right? Which is funny because it's like, how are you gonna do the mechanic? Well, they're demon cops, and it's awesome. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will play it. And then we saw The Order, which is another PlayStation 4 game. Honestly, I never fucking turn these things on, my next generation consoles, so I need excuses to turn them on. PlayStation 4, last time I turned it on was The Last of Us Remastered, which was a PlayStation 3 game, you know. So I really want The Order to be like this game that gets me to play my PlayStation 4 more. What do you think of The Order?
I thought The Order was really cool. The weapon designs in that game, I have not seen anything.
Yeah, describe that weapon that we were using.
So the weapon we got to see in the demo was a white phosphorus machine gun. What this did is when you shot a barrage of these bullets, they'd create like white puffy clouds. That, you know, like, oh, what the fuck does that do? Well, secondary fired a flare, and it would ignite all these fucking clouds and create this massive firestorm. And once the firestorm started, you could keep firing those bullets into there and just keep this huge combo of explosions and fire. Fucking shit everywhere. It was so great.
Yeah, and it looked amazing. I think there was like an image on Reddit, or I'm not sure where it's from, where they showed like 2 identical scenes, and like one looked really good and then one had like crappy textures, and people were complaining that they downgraded the graphics, sort of trying to drum up the controversy again that was from Watch Dogs. But that's not the case. What we saw with our own fucking eyes, it looked fucking great. I mean,
it's seamless cutscenes.
Yeah, seamless cutscenes, great motion capture. You can tell they spent a lot of time on their animations, which is stuff that we see in Naughty Dog games, and what really it helps to push games over the edge into just immersing yourself into that world, because everything looks fantastic. This is one of those games. Super disappointed to hear no multiplayer whatsoever.
Yeah, none.
It's a single player game, so
you get allies too, so it would have been great.
I know, and they were really, really excited for me to play it and to let people know about it. These types of games where it's just the single player experience, the graphics are super impressive, the story has to be good.
And it was.
And the section we played was good. I'll give it that. And we just need that, and not 6 hours of that. We need 12 or more hours if you're gonna pay full retail price for single player only game where we don't really know how much replay value is there yet. Are we able to take different paths and stuff like that? We don't know yet. But from what we see in The Order, had impressed us visually and mechanically with some of the weapons. So
the visuals just blew my mind, though. That was there was a scene where Joe starts the game and it's in a cutscene, and it was so high quality and seamless that he stood in the fucking doorway.
I was just fucking standing there. I was like, when is the cutscene gonna end? And they're like, you're playing. And I was like, what? But I was just looking at a cutscene. Yeah, so we're getting there, guys. We're getting there, gamers. It's a good time to be a gamer. It really is. It's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the ones that we called out specifically that impressed us. So if we mentioned a game, it's because we want to bring your attention to it. There was a bunch of different games that we played there that, you know, that I will either do videos for it in the future, or that we just didn't have time in this video to show off. So was there anything else that you wanted to add about your PAX experience?
I want to talk about Bloodborne.
Oh, that's right. We went to Bloodborne. How can I fucking forget? Go ahead.
That is so good. Okay, so Bloodborne, as everyone wants and says and knows, is a spiritual successor to Demon Souls. And just straight out of the box, the combat system it's so Demon Souls-y, but the cool system they had is they had like extendable weapons, which we really got to fucking see.
Oh yeah, it was like an axe that he would go.
It was
like
an
Power
axe
Ranger that shit, and it would extend.
Yep, and it went from light attacks in the short mode to heavy attacks in a halberd mode. And with their fluid combat system, by the way, the game looked fucking fantastic. Like, amazing.
Oh, yeah. And I love the world that it's in. They had like these fucking grim-looking, undead cowboy-looking guys, and it's just crazy looking.
It's gonna be great. And they said that they're gonna allow like seamless drop-in, drop-out co-op and PvP. And they said that the PvP, like the multiplayer, will be unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Oh yeah, they were teasing the fuck out of us.
Oh yeah.
They wouldn't show us the PvP or any of those elements of the game. But from what we saw, we were ready. We were ready. We were excited. It's good to see more of those types of hardcore games. You know, because Lords of the Fallen sort of falls into this category along with Bloodborne. We're really looking forward to that. But yeah, so that was our PAX experience. I didn't really talk about my favorite thing about PAX, which was walking around on the floors, meeting all of you guys, seeing all your ridiculously cool costumes, getting your contact information. We had one guy dress up in a Destiny costume already, doing Destiny cosplay, who was gonna play with us. He's gonna play with us in Destiny. Fucking awesome. Just so many really cool people, and I just want to thank all of you guys for watching the show. And I'm telling you, recommit myself. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you didn't do a whole lot in June, July, you know, August kind of. Well, there was not a whole lot out, and that's the time that I use to get back and to go to these events and to say hi and to interact with people. It re-energizes me, you know, to start doing more videos and to get out there. So I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, and I'm just as excited as day one. So I can't wait to get back to that for you guys. And yeah, anything else you want to add?
No, not really. I think that covered all the stuff that we needed to cover. The rest of the games, like Joe said, there were not thousands. Let's say hundreds of games we could go on and on about. But we don't have
like
time.
Behemoth strategy game that's coming out from Behemoth, the people that made Castle Crushers. That was looking really cool, but that's not out until next year. So many different ones. But like I said, it's better for us to just go through these really quickly and just, you know, share our experiences with you and then do individual videos on these things as they come out. So thank you so much for listening to our long-winded thing. Don't forget, there's a Shield tablet contest we're running right now. Please design some cool-looking AngryJoe Army shirts. Any designs you want, you know, some cool little fucking fancy things, you know, like Total Biscuit and Jesse Cox has, right? I want some of that shit. Or you can go like fucking soldier style, where it's like, yeah, we can pick each other out. This is the fucking uniform.
Hell yeah.
And then jerseys, you know, and with jerseys, it's best to try to, you know, use the AngryJoe colors, which is black, white, and red. And the winner will get this fucking thing here, the Shield tablet. And second place will get a copy of World of Tanks on Xbox 360, which I hear is pretty good.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Yeah. The other thing as well is you'll get credit for it, of course, in the forums and on the page, I'm pretty sure, right, Joe? Like, we'll give credit to the person who designed it.
Yeah, because
for sure.
You'll see all the different people who designed it, and we just want to give you something more in addition. And make sure to play with us in fucking Destiny when it comes out actually sign up for the Angry Army, you can go right now to Bungie.net and look up the different groups and clans. You'll find the Angry Army. It's open. You should just submit, and we'll add you to our clan. Whichever one you play in, PS4, Xbox One, go there now and we'll add you. And I think it adds automatically. We'll check. And I'll make a separate video for that as that comes out. Okay? All right. We'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show.